Good morning, everyone. I'm Bill Schnabel, Dean of the College of Engineering and Mines at UAF, and I'm here with Ben Kelly, one of our outstanding alums. Now, many in the engineering industry know Ben of Ben's many accomplishments, but did you know he recently launched a company that is literally out of this world? We're here to talk about that and more. Good morning, Ben. Since leaving the university 10 years ago, you have really rocketed into the space industry.
Good morning, Bill. Thank you. I appreciate a great pun. And good morning, everyone. It's great to see you and have this chance to talk a little bit about the launch company.
Before we get to hear about your current endeavor, though, let's talk about what you did at SpaceX.
Yeah, sure. So at SpaceX, I ran as a lead launch engineer, Slick 4 East, which is at Vandenberg Air Force Base. And actually, I can show you a photo of our first launch. Let's see, you can let me know when that comes up. We took an old Titan pad on the West Coast and we spent 18 months converting it into the West Coast commercial spaceport for SpaceX. And so it was a small team of us, and I started as a fluids engineer there, and within a year worked up to be lead engineer for that pad for field operations. So that meant rolling the rocket out, setting it up, working with the team to actually get it going, and then leading what's called the red team, where if there's an issue, we come back to the pad in a little van and try to fix whatever's wrong with the rocket and then get out of there before they launch again. And after that, I went and did what's called recovery, and I led the development in the field of these landing barges. So they call them the autonomous drone ships. And these are barges that we would drag, a couple hundred miles out into the Atlantic Ocean, and SpaceX would land the first stage of the rocket back on them. I think that's something a lot of people have seen now, but this was in 2014 and 15 that we started work on this, and it was just really cool. We built these barges up in shipyards and drove them out to the sea and pretty much crashed rockets into them until we got it right. And yeah, lots of pretty cool adventures with that.
Wow, that's out of this world. And now you've started another company with your brother Nick, who's also a UAF alum, correct?
That's right. So I started a company called K2 Dronautics in 2015 with my brother, who is a UAF alum, and we were working on drone deployment in remote parts of Alaska. So we grew up as bush pilots, flying to Western Alaska, taking groceries to isolated communities off the road system. And we realized that autonomous drones and removing people from the dangerous, dirty, dull jobs of rural Alaska could increase productivity and lead to a lot of safety. And so we were working to deploy drones for mapping and for coastal monitoring, for wildlife monitoring, and then working up to some other things like that. And it was really, really cool because we got to go on a lot of adventures out in the bush and see a lot of cool things. But I've since pivoted to my second company, which is the launch company, which I'm running as a sole founder.
Launch company. Love the tagline, from the sketch pad to the launch pad. And you're also helping with UAA's Alaska Manufacturing Extension Partnership?
Yeah, that's right. So I'm working with UAA's Dr. Alyssa Rodriguez, who's a great partner in that and a good friend as well. She's fantastic to work with, and her team are doing a ton to bring manufacturing back to Alaska, but also to expand the manufacturing capability we have from oil and gas. So an example is at the launch company, we build rocket hardware for some of these launch companies that is designed and built in Alaska. And I'm pretty sure we're the only company in Alaska that is developing orbital scale hardware, but we hope that we're not the last. And so we're really excited to figure out what sort of expertise we have in other fields that can be applied to these new fields and expand our opportunities.
Wow. Well, Ben, it has been a pleasure catching up with you and hearing about your career and your accomplishments since leaving us. I'm especially happy, but not particularly surprised to know that our engineering program had such an impact on you and your brother, and also an impact on the entire space industry.
Yeah, thanks. I would actually quickly share just a couple more photos. I knew that I was going to be into rocketry. This was in 2009 at Poker Flat. I was part of the student team that launched SRP-5 with Dr. Thorson at this UAF space grant. And after that, the next year, we flew with NASA through the Microgravity University on the parabolic airplane that simulates weightlessness, and we tested a satellite. And that was all UAF students, and something that really, got me early interested in aerospace and being a part of the commercial space field. So definitely couldn't have done it without my time at UAF, where I was able to be in, small labs, get immediate experience hands-on, and really do some cool stuff early on in my career that helped me take those next steps to get that critical first experience at SpaceX and then start my own company. So yeah, I really couldn't have done it without that experience, and feel very grateful to have been a part of that university.
Absolutely, Ben. That's I'm sure I heard you talk about it earlier, and I heard other people referring to that plane as the Vomit Comet.
Yeah, I was said Vomit Comet. I decided not to. Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's clear to see that Ben is a community builder and a great example of the potential of our graduates to impact Alaska and the world. So if you didn't know about Ben and his success and the successes of our engineering program, now you know.
Cool. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Ben. One more note to add about our engineering programs. At the UAF College of Engineering and Mines, that includes the Institute of Northern Engineering, we work closely with other research institutes, such as the Alaska Center for Energy and Power, the Geophysical Institute, the International Arctic Research Center, and several others. At UAA, the College of Engineering and Engineering includes a unique project management department and the only geomatics program in the state of Alaska. We collaborate on many courses, including a PhD in engineering, and we enjoy a 2+2 relationship with the Vollen School of Chemical Engineering at Washington State University. Both campuses have incredible new buildings and labs. We both enjoy the support of alumni, friends, industry, agencies, and donors across Alaska and outside of Alaska. We are one of the critical pathways to Alaska's future. In a minute, Paul Lair is going to share with you some of the data about our enrollment, budget, and faculty. But first, I'd like to invite John Bittner to dazzle you with some thoughts on the impact on the Alaskan economy.
Thank you so much. No matter how many times I hear Ben's story, I can never get tired of it. It's such a fantastic success story for the university and for Alaska as a whole. My name's John Bittner. I'm the Executive Director of the Alaska Small Business Development Center, housed here at the UAA Business Enterprise Institute. For the last 35 years, the Alaska SBDC has worked with tens of thousands of businesses across the state to help them launch, grow, and thrive. One of the most important things we can do as business advisors and as advocates is to talk with the businesses we serve and find out not only what the difficulties they have, but also what resources help them the most to succeed. Through countless one-on-one conversations, surveys, and interactions, the SBDC has developed a pretty deep understanding of businesses in this state, and one thing has been made abundantly clear. The university plays an extremely important role in their success. I can't think of a better example of this than the university's engineering programs at UAA and UAF. Not only do they produce amazing entrepreneurs and innovators like Ben Kelly, who help to diversify our economy by creating new businesses in cutting-edge industries like aerospace, but they also produce the high-quality workforce that our state's existing industries like oil and gas, construction, healthcare, and telecommunications rely on to thrive and grow. Over 65% of the students who graduate from the engineering program stay in-state and join major companies like Alyeska Pipeline, Providence Hospital, Dow LLC, and Halliburton. These jobs are some of the highest paying in Alaska, with the average engineering position making around $100,000 a year, which is significantly higher than the statewide average. With COVID-19 impacting our economy and businesses across every industry sector, all struggling to find ways to adapt, the university and its highly skilled graduates have never been more important. We need innovative engineers like Ben Kelly and all the other amazing UA alumni and students to help us build a path forward to a better economic future for our state. That's why I'm so excited to be able to participate in the new Did You Know program. And I'm looking forward to the other vignettes that they'll be sharing about other university programs that are having an impact on our economy. There are many more inspiring alumni success stories like Ben's out there that need to be told, especially now. Your support and advocacy for the university is crucial to all of our success, and I want to thank you all for the opportunity to share these stories with you today. With that, I'd like to stop here and let Paul Lair, the UAF Vice President of Academics, Students, and Research, share some more detailed information about the engineering program with you.